Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, we're going to look at Massacre today. I've already ranked him up to rank 2. We're going to rank him to rank 3 today, and we're going to check him out. So let's get to ranking. So for ranking him, I'm going to need a skill, tier 5 skill, 4 tier 5 basic, 8 tier 2 alpha, and 8 tier 4 skill, that's all fine. Eventually, my plan is to get my Nick Fury, who is rank 3 right now, to rank 4, but he's going to be the last one I do as my rank 4 to get Paragon. So I should have plenty of materials by then, especially after 4th of July. Okay. So we're going to upgrade him. And there it is. He is upgraded. Now we're going to spend we're going to get rid of some of these science because I've got a whole bunch of these in here, and then we're going to get some of these. We just want to make some room for some skill now. Okay, so now we've made room for skill. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll probably pick up all that. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of skill that's getting ready to expire, so we might as well use it. Okay. Claim the rest of this. And this is probably going to cost me, it looks like it's going to cost me about 1.5 to 2 million gold. Oh, good, there's a nice juicy one right there. Okay, I think we got maybe one more round of these. Alright, and then we'll do the last. Alright, he is done. He is at 18,460, which is nice. Okay, we're going to, let's go ahead and get the rest of this ISO. I don't want that. I want all the stuff that's getting ready to expire. Okay, almost got all of it. So we're a ways off. So let's take a look at him now. I'm going to go back to champions. And there he is right there. Info. Okay. So he is now a rank 3. He's only a Sig 20. But let's take a look at his stats over here. His attributes. So at a rank 3, he will have an attack rating of 3,038, and looks like a health. I don't know why the health is down, but I think that's the that's the bonus that we get. Okay, he's got an attack rating of 3,038. I think that plus comes from all the suicides and everything. So he's got a crit rating of 36.7%, which is nice. Now I think that is reflective of. We're going to go... Oh, I don't think that's reflective of synergies that he's got on him right now. So I think that's just the base level. Yeah, that's just the base level. Okay, let's go back in there. So a base attack rating of 3,038. So essentially that means that his medium attacks are going to do about 50% of that. His light attack should do about 25% of that, and his heavy attack should do about 75-80% of that. And then his crit rating is 36%, so he crits more than, so every 3 hits he's going to crit at least once, and probably a little bit more often. And then his crit damage rating is almost 200%. So that attack rating up there, a crit, probably a medium crit. If it's going to be like 2,000 or, a heavy is like 2,500. A crit on a heavy is going to be about 9,000, 8,000 points of damage, which is nice. It's got a 73% block proficiency, which is nice. And so all pretty good. All right, so let's look at his kit here. So, each time an Incinerate fails to apply due to an immunity, the target takes burst damage. That's really good. So I can fight champs like Human Torch and Red Hulk, uh, Silver Surfer, and they're going to take burst damage instead of taking that incinerates when his bat is ignited. So baseball attacks, this is his basic mechanic. The first, second, and third light attack. So if you go, you should always attack with medium, light, 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 and then you'll get the most out of it. And the first medium is also, and heavy attacks also will are baseball attacks, and the baseball attacks grant you ignition charges, so that's why it's important to do those. While building ignition charges, he has a plus 716 block proficiency. That's great. So he will do damage through blocks, landing a crit, being blocked, or striking an opponent that has an incinerate debuff grants 1 ignition charge. For 20 seconds. So every time we hit their block or we get a crit with a baseball attack, we get an ignition charge. Or when we use a heavy. Critical hits deal an additional 303% of damage dealt as a burst. So you'll see that in this when I do some of the play. You'll see that whenever I crit, which he crits a lot, and there's a synergy that he has for increasing that crit too. Whenever he crits, you're going to see a burst damage come up. So while ignited, he cannot gain ignition charges. And upon reaching 10 ignition charges, all charges are consumed, and then his bat becomes ignited for 20 seconds. And this used to be a lot less, and now it's a lot. The buff that they gave a couple of years ago increased this a lot. So baseball attacks while ignited, so that block penetration goes from 716 to 1433, so that doubles, essentially. And then he gains power when striking a block. So it's okay to strike their block when your bat is ignited, because you're going to do a bunch of damage still, and you're going to get power. And then it incinerates them if it hits them for that amount of damage. This also removes perfect block chance and reduces block proficiency by 50%. So while they're incinerated, their block proficiency is down, so you're doing even more damage. And then these incinerate debuffs gain plus 1 second duration for each incinerate on the opponent, up to a maximum of 5 seconds. So they last a long time, and you can make them last. I think the most I've had is about 10. I think they start to fall off at 10, and then you can build them back up to that. So while blocked, opponent suffers 50% ability accuracy if they have at least 1 debuff. And he's got tons of debuffs that he can put bleeds and disorients and incinerate. So if any of those are on him, they have a ability accuracy reduction. And that's good for things like evade. So heavy attacks, each bat hit against an incinerated opponent grants an additional ignition charge. And then special attack 1. So we get a 100% chance to inflict this disorient buff, which lasts for 12 seconds, long time. And reducing defensive ability, accuracy, and block proficiency by 50%. Again, those are evades and things like that. And a plus 200% duration if the opponent doesn't have an incinerate buff, which means it lasts for 36 seconds, I believe. It lasts a long time. 100% chance to refresh all active incinerate debuffs on the opponent. That's another great thing. So you can spam this special one if they've got a bunch of incinerates, and it'll just refresh all of those incinerates. In addition, it puts a bleed on them. Has a 100% chance to inflict a bleed debuff causing damage over 20 seconds. And it'll actually inflict more than one, because it's got I think a 3-hit combo that happens there. All right. Special 2 attack. Here's the biggie. This one you want to launch while they're blocking. So you can see it's got a 1433 block penetration if he's ignited. And look at the damage there. 40,636 if it's blocked. So it does more damage if it's blocked. If Massacre strikes a block, he will avoid incoming attacks for 1 second. So that's the thing. So if you strike their block with this special, they'll come right after you and they'll miss the first one, so you don't have to worry about striking into their block. Normally, if you strike into somebody's block with a special 2, they will hit you immediately afterwards. But with this, you don't have to worry about it. And then special 3, this attack incinerates the enemy, dealing 9,000 energy damage over 5 seconds. And the effect also removes perfect block chance and reduces block proficiency by 50% while it's active. Again, all great abilities. So let's take a look at how well he works. So I'm going to do a couple of different fights. I'm going to do one fight where I have him in with just like the regular roster that I have in Realm of Legends. And then I'm going to do a fight in Realm of Legends with a fully explored team, with the synergy team. And then I'm going to probably go in, I'm going to go into the event quest. And we're going to go to this last one, Eternal Umbra, because that's the skill one. We're going to do a fight with him. So this is the full synergy team. So we're going to do a fight with him here. And then we're going to do it. And you'll notice he's a 19,670 with this team. And then we're going to go into with just the regular team that we do. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, so now we're going to get into some regular gameplay with him, and I'm going to put him into like my normal rotation of champs that I have here, which normally comprises of a Nick Fury, my rank 4 Hercules, a Captain America Infinity War, and usually a Claire. Sometimes I will stick in like a Shang-Chi or the Doctor Doom or the Omega Red or the Warlock. The Warlock is my that's my top ranked, rank 3 6-star for tech, and just depending on the particular scenarios that I'm going into. But we're going to use this one here. So he has no synergies right now, other than coming to some of the base things that they get. Like there's a little one from Claire that gives him a plus 10% against villains, which he's not going to get. And there's one from Nick Fury, so he gets a 10% attack rating. And you know, it's not fantastic, but it's there. So we're going to get into this against Winter Soldier. And I want to highlight a couple of things here. I want to highlight the ignition mechanic and the incinerate mechanic. And then I also want to highlight his special 1 with the disorient and the bleeds, and his special 2. And usually he can do this fight in about 70 to 90 hits, which is excellent. That's excellent. But I was doing that at a rank 2, so I'm interested to see what he does at a rank 3 here. So we're going to hit into his block only 4 times. We only want to do that 4 times, but he's... So we're about right there we go. Okay. Oh. And I want to hit into his block as much as I can. Okay, now. So that was about, I think it looked like about 80,000 points of damage. Okay, that's all gone now. Okay, now we're going to hit him with the special 1. And we're going to hit him again with the special 1, and we're just going to start spamming that now. I'm going to hit him probably one more time with the special 2. Let's hit him with the special 2. And I'm going to hit him 4 times. So we want to hit him when he's blocking there. There we go. Okay. So that didn't look like it did so much. Probably because it didn't crit. If it crits, it does a ton. Look at that. Okay. All right. So How many hits did that take? 82 hits. That's great. That's a great salvo of hits on him. So 82 hits. We got a good special 2 in, and then all the special ones and all the bleeds and all the incinerates went for it. So now the next fight we're going to do with the full synergy team. Okay, now we're going to do the fight with the full synergy team. So here's the synergy team I'm going to use. The champs that are going to contribute directly to Massacre Synergy Kit are Domino, Gwenpool, and X-Force Deadpool. And then I have Nick in here because Nick is with X-Force Deadpool is going to provide us with the healing kit. So I get rid of my poison, I get a little regenerate. Okay, so Domino is going to add on to... we're going to start the fight with some ignition charges. And every time our ignition expires, we're going to get some free ones, 1 to 5, and that's really good. So that kind of helps us along quite a bit. With Gwenpool, our ignition duration increases by 25%, and with Deadpool, our crit rating goes up whenever the opponent is bleeding. Okay, so that's with the special one, and we've got no boosts on. So the objective here is just to do as much damage as quickly as possible to see if we can get down from that 87 hit. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we started with 1. And I can't stick around. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna blast him, and then there's 54,000. And you saw he missed there. So now we're gonna hit him with a special 1 when we can. We might as well just do this. Okay. And we got an ignition charge back right away. Thought he was gonna block. I want to hit into his block as much as I can. So let's try and get a... So we're ignited now. So if we can hit into his block, we're going to try and do that. I thought he was going to block there. Okay, let's do a special 3. So that's going to put an ignition on him, which is going to do a little bit more damage. So we're maxed out at 11 now. 12. Okay, we got 12 on. Wow. He is, and it just melted. He just completely melted there. All right, so how many hits was that? 70. So we improved with the synergy team by 17 hits. And I've actually done this with less. If I was able to get another special 2 in, that would have cut off about another 5 hits. So, okay, so the next fight we're going to do is going to be in the monthly event quest against Wong, because that's the skill path. And we're going to do that with our regular team. So it's going to be here, and it's going to be Eternal Umbra. All right, now we're going to do a fight. We're going to do a fight. This is in the Chapter 3, Quest 2 of the event quest. This is the Wong path. It's a skill path. We're going to do this fight against this Venom Pool here. And there's a few things on here. So we got Martial Discipline. So when we crit, we get 5 crits. We're gonna purify a debuff. And then each time we purify a debuff, we get a Fury. We're accident prone, so every 5 seconds we're going to get a debuff, but then we'll get rid of those as we hit with crits. We can't heal, unfortunately, and I've got suicides on, so that's going to be a little annoying. But each debuff on us reduces our defensive ability accuracy, but we should be purifying those, hopefully. And we're going to come in. The Deadpool champions are very aggressive, so it's going to be hard to bait out this guy's special 1, but we need to be able to do that. So we're going to come in, and basically we just want to get ignited, and we're going to hit him with the special one as soon as we can, so we can get the bleeds going and the disorients going. And then if we can get a special 2 in, we'll get a special 2 in. But the special 2 is basically going to do a 30% of his hit points, so we may not be able to get that one in, because the bleeds and the incinerates are going to do quite a bit. So let's get into this. Okay. I want to back off. There we go. That's... So he's got... Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Ah, he hit me. And he bled out. Okay. So you can see we were taking quite a bit of damage from the heal block in there because I've got suicides on, so that was a little annoying. But if I turned those off, I wouldn't be taking any of that damage. And we ended up taking him out in 26 hits. So that was pretty good. Okay. So next we're going to come in and we're going to bring him in with the full synergy team just to see how much. So we did this we're doing this roughly in 25 to 35 hits. So let's see if we can reduce that a bit. All right, now we want to look at the fight a little bit differently. We're going to look at it with the full synergy team. So let's look at the synergy team. Here's Massacre. And we've got the synergies with the Deadpool, the Gwenpool, and the Domino. And you can see them right there. We've already looked at those. So now we're going to fight the Venom Pool with Massacre with the full synergy team. And then there's the nodes we're dealing with. We've seen all those already. All right, so we're going to get in the fight. And again, we're just going to try and do as much as we can and as quickly as we can without getting hit. So we've already got a buff. We started out with two ignition charges. We're getting ignition charges left and right. We're up to 8 now. We've already got 1 Fury from purifying stuff. And now he's ignited. And we go into a special 1. So he's got bleeds and disorients. And we're just coming in as best we can. Now we got to bait out some specials here. And again, he's super aggressive. So it's not the most fun thing to try and bait out his specials. But here's, there we go. Okay, so he finally got his special 2. Now we're locked up. But we couldn't get a special out because he melted away too fast. So there you go. That's Massacre.